Bagels, concerts, fairs. Oh yeah, poker run, so am I. Mm-hmm. Chuck Martin, CGM3 Productions, also known as Charles, Chuck, Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions. And as you may know, I'm film festival. Yeah, I can't forget that. Anyway, how you doing? Um, Doing okay here. As you may know, I did my how I feel, but now the exciting part of the news here. And, it was just an astounding weekend. Um, like witnessing a poker run starting here where I live and running out to Liberty and whatnot, and just hearing the action. And you just wonder, it's like, okay, where's my parking space? Where's my parking space? That's the only thing. That's what and I told, I usually help out a neighbor. Okay, help out a neighbor taking, to work. And I said, again, I'm like, hey, listen, um, really can't leave because there's a poker run going on. And he understood fully because it was just, you know, and amazing. And it's a great benefit to a local PBA, which is I applaud them very much. And they're a great bunch of guys out over there. So that was Saturday. Okay. So let's bring in Sunday. Sunday, obviously, I have this beautiful shirt, and it says Bold Gold Media on here. All the stations within Sullivan County, Catskills, and Delaware Valley, and in county seat, which is Monticello. Okay, they had their annual Bagel Festival. It's all about the bagels. It's all about the cream cheese, the butter, the toppings and whatnot. It was just beautiful, breezy, yet hot day. Now, I've taken pictures on certain social formats, and it's out there on social formats, so check it out. Um, it was an absolutely a beautiful day. Um, Stayed there for a few hours. Yes, and like I said, being a cancer warrior, carrying around a purple bag for Project Purple, recognize that because it's making sure that the awareness is out there, and having my I have a baseball tee on. I have a baseball 3/4 sleeve WVOS shirt, and then obviously Catskill News Talk. And again, this is like for my radio brothers and sisters. Thank you to Dawn Corsieri and to the entire Radio Bolts crew, um, Captain Eddie Wilson, Paul Siliberto, Therese Quinn, newcomer Lordesa Hunt. Oh, she did a marvelous job, I gotta tell you. Lordesa, great job on the national anthem yesterday. And it was not just them, it was basically a community coming together, whether it's from specific organizations, um, like the Hudson Valley Food Bank under Barry Lewis. Great job making awareness out there. Certain businesses and the Rotarians, amazing, amazing job. Live acts, live bands, live local bands, which are very, very phenomenal out here, and they're very, very well noted. And I get to see some amazing, wonderful individuals that I met through social media, and meeting them personally first time, and just felt so comforting. And then get to see old faces that I got to know throughout the years. And, a few of my friends were out there. We were like all hanging out. We were just kind of, walking around. Especially some family. And family comes first too, because I made sure I said hello to my to the future, and I said, "Have you been behaving? Mm-hmm. Have you been behaving?" There were smiles that there were it's smiles galore. and they know they were there. And then there's that one little that little eye. I said, "Are you up to something?" Really, it's like I noticed that face. I'm like, "Are you up to something?" So it's like that. It just cracks me up. I said, "That's okay." But it was an amazing day. Um, Not only that, Monticello Bakery, Bagel Bakery, they were with it, but you got to see the fun videos about the bagel eating contest, which was very, very hysterical on one live that I got to see. And but I saw it, lo and behold, I got to see it, and then I get to hear the legendary voice, you know, um, which he's a part of the Hudson Valley Food, the Hudson Valley Food Network, you know, and it was absolutely, amazing to see that, and just hearing his voice, it just made it, heartwarming. It was really, really cool. So you did a great job. Um, yeah, and then the live acts, as I was mentioning. So, between Michaela Rain and then I wanted to see another legendary act in the area besides, one of the country artists, but Far Beyond Gone, which they were phenomenal. And obviously, there's always that technical issue. The lead singer, Brad, awesome job by the way, dude. Um, Kept it up. Here's the drum. The drums were playing, and he kept singing. Superstition. And I said, "That's great. That's great." Like and you could hear it. Obviously, I'm a DJ, radio announcer. We all know the song with Stevie Wonder, Superstition, and I'm hearing like hear it, and then he's got the rhythm. And I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, okay, so but when they put it together, it was absolutely an amazing time. Yet I got to see so many wonderful people, and some of them that I missed. So I'm like, it's like I wish I stayed a little longer, and I apologize. But when the heat starts coming around, I was out of there by 12:30 in the afternoon. So it was definitely a great time had by all. It was totally an amazing trip. So congratulations this year, and again to the sponsorships, and again, a great organization from Gold. They kept it going, and made it all happen. Now, on that note, going on to something else, there's a couple legendary fairs coming up, and my hometown in Grahamsville, New York, is having the Little World's Fair next week. You see, like I said, it's between Woodstock's anniversary, happy anniversary, by the way, um, to the Little World's Fair in Grahamsville, and then at the end of the month, it's Dutchess, County Fair. Now, I never been to the Dutchess County Fair before, yet lo and behold, I gotten through a good source, good network. Thank you, Eddie. By the way, um, I'm going to see my very first Dutchess County Fair, and I heard a lot of good things about that. I could have went to Ulster County last week, but there's a specific reason. There's just to see how they do it and how amazing job with it, and live bands, obviously. And it's gonna be definitely a fun time, and I will definitely give you a recap when that comes. So, but there's two specific dates I'm gonna go see. It's gonna be a Wednesday night, and it's gonna be Friday. So it's gonna be a really, really awesome show. There's gonna be some awesome shows. And then, like I said, I'm going to the exhibits. Um, Not too crazy about, with the fair rides, and since I have a port in me, I really can't play, I really can't do, what I used to do. But saving my strength, going to enjoy it, gonna make it happen, make it happen. So can't wait for that in a couple weeks. And everything's kind of smoothing out because there's a couple things coming up in, September. But I can tell you right now, it is 60 days from October 9th, 10th. Today's 60 days now, and October 11th. It is our sixth event. It is the Catskill International Film Festival. It's still going on. Still, it's going to be phenomenal. Um, thank goodness I'm part of the committee because we got to see some real good entries. And again, congratulations to the ones that are, going to be showing they're showcasing their abilities and their movies, and a lot of them are going to be around this area, even from New York City, across and it's internationally known. So it's going to be an amazing spot. It's a time. It's definitely processing it, but we're telling you definitely at Hurleyville Performing Arts Center, plan ahead, make sure you definitely be a part of it because there's a lot to do besides watching the amazing selected features. There's going to be an opening ceremony, red carpet gala, little mini comedy show. Um, how can I hype this up anymore? Um, actor on the theater floor, film feature, also doing some film as well. But a great comedian, great gentleman. His name is Keith Prince, the MC of the evening. He's going to be there, you know, for Friday and then especially for Saturday because Saturday is going to be great. Now that's the opening, and besides features and that, and then obviously we have a little bit of a get together up at the beautiful ballroom upstairs. Then on Saturday, October 10th, blockbuster of a day. Um, again, movies. We have features in blocks. With great submissions. There's going to be a couple Q&As. Maybe, and I do believe I remember seeing I do remember to seeing there's a workshop in there as well. And again, at when all tails end, obviously there's going to be amazing improv show for Catskill International Film Festival. That's one of the things. And we're going to have a masquerade ball. Oh, it's going to be star-studded. It's going to be amazing. Again, it's a gala, which is going to be, mind-blowing. It's going to be amazing. And I'm glad we're doing something with a, little, bit of things here and there. We try to, we definitely tend to raise the bar, and I do mean that. We raise the bar to everything to that level. And then on Sunday, which is October 11th, it's going to be an amazing. Uh, you know, once we finish up with the last block of films, it's the closing ceremony and awards. Now, we're still working on some details, but I can tell you this: it's going to be really awesome. And as long as we keep it, we keep it together, we're definitely doing that. But I am telling you right now, as a part of my contribution to being a part of this great board, and everybody's on there, the great committee, racing from Charles, Anthony, Sonny, um, Keith, Mike, uh, Azucena, Pedro, Stefan. There's a lot of characters, and a lot of even Elena, Catherine. You guys know who you are. We have one of the best committees yet, and we're striving to make this the best one. Okay, we're going to carry it, and raise the bar even more, and it's going to be just going to be amazing at the Hurleyville Performing Arts Center. So check it out. More details are coming. We've been hitting it left and right. We're gonna be getting more. We're gonna give you more details as long as as the days progress. Because yeah, noticeably, it's gonna be 60 days. 60 days. My goodness, it's gonna be. We're definitely on full tilt on this. Besides getting to enjoy a little bit here, a little bit there, and being a part of with everything else. So that's mainly I can tell you right now. But It's going to be truly an amazing weekend, that October 9th to October 11th. So plan ahead, get yourself situated. It's going to be amazing. That's all I could tell you. And we will give you more information along the when that times comes. So, yeah, it's been like I said, it's been a productive but busy weekend. For me, I have to relax. I had to go instead of full speed. I'm going back to 3/4 speed. Gee, 34, 3/4 speed. You get it. What can I tell you? But again, and it's like everything's open. Peripherally 365, 360 degrees, and we're all making it happen. So, and on that note, I will say my, you know, farewells for now. And, we'll keep you updated, keep it abreast on what's going to be happening. And then my reviews, obviously, throughout the course of the summer of what I've been doing and um, compared to last year. Now, compared to last year, I mean, I went out and did items. There was like a certain project that I went out to do, like Fort Delaware. And keep this in mind, this is the 250th anniversary or 250th birthday of our country. Okay. There was Fort Delaware. There's Long Island last year. There was a show I got to see for the very first time at Bethel Woods Performing Arts Center with Todd Rundgren. Um, just stretching my legs, and man, oh man, the experiences and doing something close to home. Hopefully, I'll be able to see a little bit more. I mean, this year so far, it's been an amazing experience, and then I'm looking forward to. Obviously, there's a major dinner dance coming up with Ride to Survive in Sullivan County with the dinner dance, and it's going to be star-studded as well. I can't wait for that again, and it's just going to be amazing with that. So, on that note, this is Chuck Martin, CGM3 Productions, also known as Charlie, Charles, Chuck Kaz. Oh, and by the way, of CGM3 Productions, by the way, celebrating another, obviously another milestone with WPDH. Just got to keep that in mind. But yeah, this is definitely dedicated to the Bagel crew this week. Wonderful job yesterday at the Bagel Festival. And, again, awesome job. That's all I got to say. And again, you take it easy. It looks like it's going to rain out there right now. You never know. It's your typical August weather. So, on that note, peace, love, keep it going. Don't ever give up. Raise the bar, and it's a win. We'll see you later on.